Hello everyone, hope you're having a great summer. My name is Nicole Haines. I am the Education Director for the American Littoral Society, if you haven't seen some of my videos before. Today I'm going to be taking our seine net out into the bay here at Sandy Hook. So we're currently at Horseshoe Cove. We're going to take our 40-foot net out into the water and see what we can find. So low tide today is at 4:30. It is currently 2:30 p.m. So we're working with approximately 2 hours before low tide. Hopefully we'll get a lot of creatures. I'm here today with two of my volunteers. So I have Julia and Annie. So right now Julia and Annie are stretching out our 40-foot seine net. So you guys can take a look at how long it is. You guys can see they're laying out the net. Here's the bag part in the middle. And then we have two wooden sticks on either end that we hold on to as we go out into the water. So here we have Julia. And on our other side we have Annie. Thank you for helping. So if we take a look at this net here, the middle is where the bag is. It's hopefully where the majority of our critters will fall into when we step into the water. And then if we take a look up top at the net, we see these little orange circles all along the top. So those are floaties, so that keeps the net floating on one side. And then you see these little gray parts. Those are weights to keep the bottom of the net along the bottom of the bay. We want it to drag along the bottom of the bay so that the fish and the creatures cannot slip under the net and get away. We want to be able to pull them out and take a look at what cool things we find in the bay here. Alright, so we just pulled our seine net up. Here's one of the creatures that we found. So, if you guys are familiar with crabs, this guy here is a blue claw crab. As she gets bigger, her claws will have more of a blue color to them. Right now there's not too much, but as you can see on her stomach here, she has kind of like a triangle. So that's how we decipher whether it's a male or a female. A male would have kind of like the Washington Monument, like a rocket ship type shape on its stomach. Down here, we have what you call swimmerettes. So these will help the crab swim into the water, in and around the water. I'm gonna put this girl down. She's getting feisty. Make sure if we ever pick them up, you want to hold right behind their pinchers, because if you hold right down here, sometimes they can still get you. Our second friend here that we found in the net is an Atlantic silverside. So if you ever forget the name of this guy, take a look down its side. Big silver stripe. Silverside. So I like to tell everybody that we call these the French fries of the bay, because apparently they are a tasty snack for a lot of other creatures that are living in the bay. So here we have another type of crab. This one, see the front? This is called a calico crab, otherwise known as a lady crab. But it's actually a guy crab. So it doesn't have the big wide triangle on its bottom. It just has kind of more of a thicker rocket ship looking shape. So this one here is actually really soft right now because he is in the process of molting. So we want to be really gentle with him because he's very vulnerable. He doesn't have his very hard shell right now, but he will soon. So I'm going to put him down. Alright, so here in Annie's hand we have three little guys. So they are little hermit crabs. So if you walk a little closer, we can see they're coming out of their shell just a little bit. They're a little shy right now. These guys are different than the hermit crabs that you would buy at the boardwalk. So they need to live in the water, and they do not molt, so they don't shed their shell. They actually find a bigger shell when they need to grow. So they will quickly exit their current shell and have a bigger shell all lined up, because as soon as they come out of their shell, they're very vulnerable, just as that lady crab was. So here we have Julia holding some sea lettuce, green algae. So we pull a lot of this up in the net typically. So if we take a look to our left here, all of this laying within the net is some sea lettuce. So this is really, really important for our ecosystems within the water. It helps create oxygen within the bays and the ocean. So about every second to third breath that we take on Earth is responsible for plants that are in the ocean. Even people that live all the way in the middle of the country still rely on plants that are in the ocean and the bay to breathe. So all of these tiny little creatures, such as plankton or any kind of plants that are in the water, are very important for us for breathing our oxygen on land. Here we have some more sand shrimp. So these guys are kind of different shades of a brownish tan. So they use that to disguise themselves in with the sand so that they can hide from different kinds of predators. And also, predators will be able to mask themselves within the sand or the seaweed so that they can hide and pop up on different prey. Our next little friend here, this is a mud snail. So if you see him starting to come out, he or she, out of the shell, you're going to see kind of like a little antenna looking thing that's kind of going back and forth on Annie's hand. So what's happening there is the mud snail is trying to search around for any kind of decomposing creatures. So we like to call them the kind of like the janitors of the bay. So they're the cleanup crew. So they'll go around the bottom of the bay looking for decomposing or critters that are already dead, and they will clean up all the bottom of the bay and eat those dead creatures. When picking up fish from the net, we're sure to pick up fish with wet hands, because if you pick them up with dry hands, you may take the slimy layer off the fish, which is a protective layer that helps them keep off bacteria and other things. The pufferfish I'm picking up here is in no danger. It pops up as a defense mechanism to ward off predators. As soon as I put him back in the water, he or she safely swims away. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed seeing how we seine here at Sandy Hook National Recreation Area with the American Littoral Society. A big thank you to my two volunteers, Annie and Julia. I hope you guys can come out soon and seine with us in person.